Hey all, here at OS Reviews. Today we're taking a closer look at the Marvo BigBang S1. This is a compact mechanical keyboard that sells for under 60 bucks and uses blue switches. What makes it unique is it has a bit more customization going on for the RGB backlights, which you can also set up using a companion program on Windows or Mac OS, and also features a deck-based lighting even on the side of the keyboard, as you can see there, where the light can gently bleed out and spill onto the table. This particular effect is something that I haven't seen before, and this is actually one of their more affordable models in their lineup that you can find. There's still space on the side for a dedicated numpad that they built on in, which is pretty neat, so you can use it for calculations if you're entering numbers onto an Excel spreadsheet. And it seems like they're also running a promotion at the moment where if you purchase anything from their site, they're also bundling it with a free mouse pad. So here's just a closer look at the packaging. We have a few of those features reiterated on the back, and again, they are individually backlit keys, so the color of each individual button can be mapped and changed. It also tells you the operating force is 60 grams required to press it down. We have a red accented box. It is presented very well, and we also have a tissue paper that says "Born for Gaming." It's underneath a sponge that we have just the keyboard itself. So aside from the BigBang S1 keyboard, we also have a keycap remover that you can use to pop out all of these plastic keycaps if you want to wash them or replace them with a different style, giving you more customization. And here's a quick user manual. On one of the keycaps here, we can use this little remover by popping it on, applying a bit of force, and it pulls up. We can see that's the blue switch underneath. And if you're unfamiliar with mechanical keyboards, benefits compared to a traditional island or membrane style is, first of all, it gives you more of a tactile sensation. It just becomes a bit more satisfying when you're typing, also allowing you to achieve potentially a faster typing speed, and also allowing you to exert less force when you're typing because the switch was doing the work for you. After applying a bit of pressure, it basically pushes down by itself, which makes it preferred for things like gaming as well as for programming and typing, which has seen a resurgence in the popularity of mechanical keyboards over the past few years, from being niche into something more mainstream. A closer look at the keyboard here, it is pretty compact. The deck here, as aforementioned, is constructed out of aluminum alloy and does have a chrome accent on the edges. The very back, however, is still constructed out of plastic, but it feels decent in terms of durability. One thing I will say is that the cable here is always going to be stuck on. It's not removable, unlike some of the other competitors that we've seen that offers a detachable Type-C cable. We do have some rubber accents that prevents the keyboard from sliding around. You can pop up to keep the keyboard at an elevated angle when you're typing. And then the cable itself is fabric braided, which makes it feel slightly more durable. And then we have just a standard USB tip that needs to be plugged in. Dimming the lights and plugging the keyboard in, we see the colors start to flash and oscillate, especially at the sides. I think that's the part that is the most obvious. It really does cast a pretty dazzling glow, and it's actually brighter than the regular keycaps. It almost makes the keyboard look like it's floating above because of the light casting underneath it. Before we talk about controlling things in a more customized way using the companion application, I'll take a quick look at some of the preset animations. So right now we're in this rainbow effect where the colors are just gradually going through in this gradient transition. I can hold on the function key and tap on the very top key here, which is F9, to go into some of the different effects. So right now it's kind of spiraling back and forth. Tapping on it once again will change it into kind of a candy colored effect, which has random colors assigned. Once more goes into this slowly changing effect. It's not going to be completely lit. Once more here, we'll turn it on to the static mode where it doesn't change really. And then once more here, we'll go into this ripple effect where it goes back and forth. Again, very cool as a conversation starter or a mood light, but if you're actually typing, you may want to change to another one to see them more well lit. This one here keeps them all at one color, but breathes and goes into all the colors of the rainbow. Once more here, goes through a more of a pulse effect, but also changing all the keys one color at a time. And once again, it kind of goes into a reaction mode where you can tap on any of the keys and it will react and flicker outwards and then disappear. Once more here also is a memory effect where you can type on any of the keys and it will follow you in this memory trail before slowly fading away. Also pretty neat as a conversation starter. And then one more, which is similar, but instead of reacting to just one key, it ripples outwards on the entire row. Once more here, it goes into a oscillation mode, which is very frantic. And then once again, it will go into kind of this randomized mode. and then once again back into the original one that we started at. I can also tap on function and then command 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 to go through 5 preset modes, which you can also map using the software. But right now we have it set up so command 1 is in a gaming mode where we have the ASDW and the arrow keys backlit just for specific triggers in a game. Now another thing that's kind of neat here is, in addition to changing the color of the keys, which again most mechanical keyboards can do, is you can also program the light strip that's going on the side, which is really neat. You need to tap on the parentheses key, which also has this cycle icon. So tapping on function and the cycle key, you can see that the colors will also change on the side now. Tapping again will change it into this green color. Once more goes into blue, so it will change by one color at a time. Pink, and then to a lighter shade of blue, a pink, and then going into a rainbow, but it's static. It's not actually changing the colors of the rainbow. And then once more into kind of a gentle breathing mode, once more for turning it off, and then it will go back to this rippling pattern that it was at before. This is currently as bright as it gets, or I can make it dimmer, so you can see it will gradually get dimmer until it's completely turned off if you want to conserve on battery, for instance. So there's a few settings that you can go through, and also the animation speeds, if it's in a ripple mode, can also be changed to go faster or slower. With that out of the way, let's take a closer look at the companion program, which you can install by downloading it from their website. We can do things like change the brightness of the backlight to be brighter versus dimmer, so instead of doing that on the keyboard, we can also change it using the software controls, as well as the speed of the transitions. Now, other things I can do include changing one of the animation modes directly using this drag down drawer. So instead of going in that cycle where maybe one of the ones that you're looking for requires multiple presses to find, you can easily click it just by tapping on the corresponding one using the drag down list here. You can hover above any of the keys that's being visualized on this virtual keyboard, tap on it once, and it will pop up. We can do things like assign macro controls, giving it different functions like triggers if we're playing back a game, assigning it to a custom shortcut for a media control like play and pause, opening up a certain program. They can all be done using the key assignment function. Tapping on the color, we will see it change into this slider where we can change it into a specific shade of color, R, G, and B by different properties, to change that color for an individual key. Really gives you a lot of adjustment and flexibility, and I think this is the part that really sets it apart from some of the more generic budget mechanical keyboards we've reviewed in the past that didn't come with this driver software support. And now a demo of what the switches sound like and a typing test. So as you can hear, it is definitely not the most quiet keyboard. That tends to be the case for most mechanical key switches, especially blue switches have more of a clicky sound to it. But in general, I would say if you are in your own room, having something like a blue switch won't be a problem at all unless you get into really public situations. But then again, this is a wired keyboard, so you'll probably be using it indoors anyways instead of really taking it with you on the road. So there's not too many complaints, I feel. And overall, it is very clicky. I found the layout to be very conventional, so after using it for about 30 minutes, I got used to it and developed a very quick typing speed. Not too many errors were made. Felt very natural. So that's more or less it as far as our hands-on review of the Marvo BigBang S1 compact blue switch mechanical keyboard. Again, selling for under 60 bucks, sometimes on sale for even lower than that. Of course, it's not perfect. For one, I would have liked to see a detachable cable, so if this one breaks or fries, it might be easier to replace. It also isn't wireless, so it doesn't have built-in Bluetooth options and isn't really a waterproof model either. But aside from those things, for the relatively entry-level segment that they're going after, I think it's a good option if you're interested in having a highly customizable compact keyboard. You can check out more details if you're interested in the links down below, but for now that's been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews.